I recently decided to check out the latest real estate median prices in Newcastle and Lake Macquarie, and I was quite surprised. The real estate landscape in this area has changed markedly in the last 5 to 10 years. Gone are the days when people avoided Argenton, Mayfield, Carrington, Booragul and the far west around Minmi. Where there were bargain rundown shacks has given way to new subdivisions with new housing and big prices. The changes in values made me curious as to where the bargain suburbs in these areas are now. If you're new to the area or haven't noticed the changes recently, this might be interesting. Buying a value property in 2025 and one that is at the lower price range with maybe a small yard, 2 to 3 bedrooms, is a huge challenge for anyone on a budget. For this purpose, I'll be choosing a property within 10 minutes of shopping centres, has decent schools, adequate transport, and has some leisure activities nearby. First, if money was no option, I'd be sniffing around the premier eastern suburbs of Merewether, Bar Beach, the Junction, where I would need over $2 million for the privilege. These eastern southern suburbs are great for shops, restaurants, beaches and sporting centres. It's all there. But what about most of us who don't have that dough to throw around? I'm after a value property, so I need to be a bit more selective. After studying the median house prices collated over the last 12 months, which by the way, seemed a little outdated already, Wickham for example is a good suburb to live, but I can't find a property to buy that's anywhere near its median price of $890,000. So I've scratched that one. So first I'm going for the inner city suburb of Broadmeadow. It's an older commercial area that is becoming more residential. It's surrounded by suburbs that have higher house values. It's in a fantastic inner central position. To get round, it's a 15-minute bike ride to the eastern city beaches and pubs. The Hamilton restaurants are also in the adjacent suburb next door. It has great transport. There is a train station that goes to Sydney and buses are plentiful into town or out to the suburbs. A con here would be it will be a hike to go west of the city, particularly in afternoons. Broadmeadow has a median house price of $897,000. While not cheap, it's great value for the position. Number 2 on my list is Newcastle West, with a median price of $762,000, which represents excellent inner city value. So I'm going to cheat here a little by choosing an apartment. Newcastle West is a great spot to live in Newcastle, but it has to be an apartment, which would be okay for those not needing huge space. Even though the median sale price is $762,000, there are apartments going for around $500,000 now in 2025. If you work anywhere in the city, you can walk or ride to work. Getting out of town into the suburbs in the morning flows well via the main arterial roads. Going east uptown is the light rail which takes you to the clubs, pubs and beaches. The train starts here at the new interchange station, which travels west through the suburbs and onto Sydney. There's a large shopping centre at Market Town. Make sure you get an apartment with a garage. Parking is very limited. It's a great place to live. Number 3, Waratah. Median price $902,000. Good for a centrally located suburb. Waratah is slightly northwest of Broadmeadow. Close to Waratah Shopping Village, Waratah is a good place to live. Newcastle University is 5 to 10 minutes west. There is a train station on the northern line into the city, and buses go through on a regular basis. It's around a 10-minute drive east into the city and 10 minutes south to Katara Homemakers Shopping Centre. Lambton Pool is around 5 minutes south, as is the Hunter Stadium where the Newcastle Jets play soccer and the Knights play league in their national competitions. Schools around here are okay. Number 4, Glendale, moving further west. It has a median price of $785,000, which represents good value now. A nice place to live. Glendale was a relaxed western suburb and still is to an extent. It has a large shopping centre at Stockland, Glendale. This shopping centre offers a wide range of retail stores, dining options and entertainment facilities. Glendale is home to Glendale Technology High School, Glendale East, and there's a Waldorf school as well as a private Macquarie College. It is close to trains at nearby Cardiff, and the 13 bus takes 40 minutes to get into the city. There is easy access to the M1 freeway, where a left turn takes you to Sydney and a right turn takes you to the north coast. There's a local rugby league club, a major athletic centre, Hunter Gymnastics Centre and several parks to enjoy. Finally, number 5, Edgeworth. Yes, this is in the west. And while people used to avoid going that far out, in 2025 is actually quite reasonable. It also happens to have the cheapest house I could find on the market within the Newcastle Lake Macquarie city areas. Priced at $549,000, it takes the 5th spot on my list. Edgeworth is expanding rapidly, with many new housing subdivisions being opened up further west. It has a good shopping centre, bowling club, tavern, and a First Division soccer football club. Glendale TAFE is 5 minutes east, and it's 10 minutes west to the M1 freeway, which takes you to Sydney and Central Coast. There is an industrial estate to the south which provides employment for the locals. The biggest drawback here is if you work in the city, the daily commute is quite arduous. Well, there's my 5 suburbs of value where I'd buy. Of course, everyone is different and has different needs, and you may find value elsewhere. If you have a value suburb, comment and let us know.